Now, there is a criticism of these two types of egoistic hedonism, that is gross and refined. The first criticism is the advocates of egoistic hedonism hold that everyone ought to seek his own pleasure, but they forget that direct pursuit of pleasure generally defeats its own purpose. The more eagerly we run after pleasure, the less pleasure we get. True happiness comes from a disinterested discharge of our duties and not from our hankering after pleasure. Secondly, according to the egoistic hedonist, man is by nature egoist and selfish. But a correct analysis of the human nature reveals that the human nature involves egoistic as well as altruistic elements. Man is more altruistic than egoistic. It is not true to say that altruism arises out of egoism. Both coexist in human nature. Egoistic hedonism is based on psychological hedonism, but psychological hedonism is a faulty doctrine. We do not directly desire pleasure, we desire an object which yields pleasure when it is attained. Fourthly, egoistic hedonism fails to give us any uniform moral standard. What is pleasure to one may be pain to another. What is most pleasurable to one may be less pleasurable to or least pleasurable to another. Thus, this doctrine offers no uniform standard of morality. Fifthly, egoistic hedonism requires us to calculate the comparative values of pleasures. This is an extremely difficult task. Subjective feelings cannot be measured quantitatively. Our feelings often depend on variation in mood, temperament, etc. Thus, the hedonistic calculation is impracticable. Next, gross egoistic hedonism, advocated by Aristippus, is really speaking no moral theory at all. This theory ignores the rational restraint in which morality consists. According to this theory, indiscriminate gratification of hunger, thirst, sex, and other bodily appetites constitute the highest good. But to a rational man, the life of a pig satisfied is never acceptable. And finally, the refined egoistic hedonism advocated by Epicurus is more reflective than the gross egoism of Aristippus, because it recognizes the importance or reason in our moral life. But the refined egoistic hedonism is also defective because, according to it, happiness is not so much positive pleasure as freedom from pain. It regards pleasure as the negation of pain. Hence, it does not give encouragement to a life of activity. But we know that morality consists in activity rather than in a painless, inactive life.